Hi everybody, we are up to day, hang on, get my book, sorry, reaching across, 27, yes, day 26, day 27, inspired by old photographs or pictures. I know we've already done photographs and pictures and stuff. I really should get my chair sorted. However, as I've said in previous ones, I've been going through the photo albums and finding all sorts of wonderful little pictures. So I found this picture that was it 1994, and it's my mum on the beach at Phillip Island, which is a pretty well-known sort of touristy kind of place. Just put my hair out my face. Where there's lots of penguins, so people love to go there to see the penguins. So we get bus loads of tourists. Well, obviously not at the moment. I guess they'll come back after we go out of lockdown. So I thought I found these orange Officeworks had a sale probably because it's such a bright envelope, no one would ever use it. But I liked it. I don't know why, I've just been using quite a bit of orange lately. I've got some of this, it's like a handmade paper that's been photocopied and then they've printed off copies. So I like it because it looks like it's handmade paper, but it's actually normal copy paper, so it's thin, easy to work with. And I had a bit of this yellow card, so I was just mucking around, ripping out some bits and having a look at what maybe I could make with this. Excuse me. Plus I've still got, oh dear, I've got water, it's alright, maybe I might be able to do a video for a day or two if I lose my voice. So I've still got bits of this book I've been using. I'm trying to use it all up, and you know what, I'm just going to have a muck around. No, can go upside down and have all the interesting edge out there. I think I'm gonna put this photo. I am going to put this photo down here, like so. A bit. What else? And so Phillip Island was the sort of place. We went there as young kids. We went there camping once. So it's quite interesting, this photo, because we went there camping and it was the only time we ever went camping because Mum hated it so much because she was out of her comfort zone, clearly. And I think she missed having a normal kitchen sink or something. I don't know what it was. Anyway, she didn't like it, and there were penguins, or maybe they were mutton birds camped under the I must have gone there twice because I think the mutton birds were under a house, so we must have stayed in someone's holiday house. They must have let us stay there, and the birds were so noisy through the night. I think Mum got a bit stressed about that. No one was getting any sleep. And then another year we went and we pitched. We had a very big tent. We must have borrowed it when we were little. We went to church, so someone at church must have had it. And yeah, we borrowed it and we put the tent up, and Mum hated that. Oh boy. Now I'm looking back, I'm just going, you know what, she was just out of her comfort zone. It was just wasn't home. It wasn't her home, you know. Stress. So we never did it again anyway. But of course, as with most families, kids grow up and they still go and do a few of the things that they did with their parents. And so as my girls were growing up, we would often go to Phillip Island and stay there. It's you drive across a little bridge to get there, and you know, it's there's a lot of retired people there. It's not the Hilton by any chance. But we had lots of times. We'd stay in a cabin, or we'd pitch a tent. We pitched the tent a lot. We liked that as a family. And Tony and the girls would go surfing. Well, actually, yes. I was going to say there wasn't any surf there, but there actually is. If you're on one side of the island, there's quite a bit of surf. On the other side, it's like an inlet, or it's really calm. And back then, when we used to go when we were kids, the highlight was you could stay near where the penguins are, and they were just there. They were all there, and you just had a look, and you hung out, and they walked past you, and it was really lovely and nothing stressful about it. And then one year, some idiot... so they used to come up from the beach, up the steep slopes at what was called Cowrie Beach, maybe? They used to come up and walk across the road and go to their nests that were on the land, that were on the other side of the road. I mean, it's not like a big massive road, but it was still a road. Anyway, some idiot just ploughed through a whole heap of them, and so then what happened was they began to commercialise it, and they put gates up, and you weren't allowed to go through at night, and then you had to pay to go in and see them, and it really completely changed how it used to be. But well, that's the way the world is, isn't it? People are idiots sometimes and do stupid things. And it messes it up for everyone else. So there, yeah. That's my little blast from the past. That would have been in the 70s and the 80s, I imagine. Probably the 70s when we used to go when we were kids. I imagine. 70s, yeah. Just smushing that in a bit. Now I'm wondering, just put this in, I do actually still have a bit of that cut up doily that I've been doing. Some bits. So I think what happened then when Dad died, just before my girls were born, we ended up going down to Phillip Island, and that particular beach, Cowrie Bay or Cowrie Beach, Shelley Beach, something like that. We ended up scattering his ashes there because he really liked it down there. Alright, I think I'm going to have to use the heavy duty glue under here. Where is it? For the fabric. So anyway, that's Phillip Island. If you're ever in Australia or in Victoria in particular, check it out. It's nice and peaceful and quiet. Probably not in the middle of summer, but for the most part it's probably pretty quiet most of the time. In fact, it was actually a really nice place to visit sort of autumn. Just when, you know, you're at the end of summer, you might still get a nice couple of days, but the weather's turning a bit, so you're not getting a stinker. And fish and chips on the beach, all of that sort of stuff. Oh, am I just getting right off frame there? It's just completely in my own little world. Okay. I was trying to do I thought of something a bit grander. I was trying to maybe do, I was trying to look for a technique on the internet for treating the photo so as it aged, and I didn't yet find one, and I just thought, well, if I don't get this done, I won't get it done, so I'm going to get it done. That was the end of that. A bit washi, because that's cute. I like this one. I like this one because it reminds me of old style, old worldy photo types of things. But it's sort of also modern with its spottiness. Now, vintage photo. Oh, hang on. Do I want? Could have put one of these under there. Too late now. Right. I was just thinking maybe something sort of, no, wrong colours. Well, that's just wrong. That's plain wrong, that is. A little flowery thing, I like that. Is that the one? But little, what's it called? Dragonfly. A circle. I like the little flower. Alright. That's it today. It's this. This is going on. This is like icing a cake. Not that I do that very much. First, love these little tins. You pick them up shop, in the op shop, or as in one of my Facebook groups I'm in, which has a lot of Australians, someone said op shop, which I sometimes say, and I'm quite aware if you're in America you're going to go, what's she talking about? And it's the short version of opportunity shop, which is, what do you call it over there? A thrift store, you'd call it in America, I think. Thrift store. What was I going to do? I was going to sort of blend that in a bit before sticking that bit down. That's what I was going to do. Not with it today. Just went for a big long walk, which was nice. Got some nice photos of plants, which is nice. A few beautiful flowers. Got to see the builders working. They're always working, aren't they? It's like everyone else stops and has to work from home, and the poor old builders are probably going, oh, it's not fair, we didn't get a time out at home. Right. I'm thinking about whether I want that photo to be kind of exposed to the elements like that. Do you know what I mean? Like, maybe it should have, maybe I should have laminated it, or maybe there should be some plastic on it or something to preserve it. Had a thought I might like another little bit of this here over the top. Gosh, I feel like I'm at 0 speed today. It's gone a slow old day. That's all right. That's perfectly fine today. We have had a lot happening, haven't we? The whole world has had a lot happening. Some places in the world, they still are. All kinds of horrible things still happening in some places. Like people being pulled out of their homes, etc. It's just, it's absolute rubbish. That's what I think. Not impressed by some of the places in the world, because I think it's all about pulling together and supporting each other and looking after each other. So this is my one side. Now, do I want... let me see. I've got... my brain is thinking. I did find, where did I put it? A bit of this stuff, but I think that kind of detracts from the picture. You can't see it through it very well. I don't know if I have any other ready to go clear something for the top of that. So that might just have to do for now, and I might think about that later. But this will go in as into a pocket. Shall we decorate the back? Why not? Doesn't need a lot. Can just have a bit of this. Bit of that. some days I think it's just marvellous the way that creativity works. You know, like your brain's thinking about all these things and, you know, you're trying to work it out. How does it work? Does that work? Is that good? Does that fit with that? Amazing. I don't think that this will be necessary to be on there later, but I'm just going to leave it, because what if someone actually did want to send this to someone and put something in it and shut it so as it would not fall out? Possible. Or the other possibility is that could just, oh, you know what? This could just be, no, we'll leave it on. Thinking out loud. Always. Well, not always, but yeah. Put a bit of the yellow on there, I think. Where is it? Here it is. The thing about this yellow is it's actually, it's very thick. This is glitter glue, which smells to me like PVA. I know I'm always kind of, there's just something about me, I just like, if it's made from something cheaper and that cheaper thing works just as well, I don't see the point in spending, like it costs us a lot. If you're not earning money from your art or your craft, which, you know, I'm only just starting this YouTube channel, so I'm not really making a single cent at all, because, you know, you've got to put your time in and you've got to build it up, and I'm still learning, and sometimes there's a lot of things that I have to think about, and at the moment the 100-day project is taking a lot of time, which I'm happy about, because there's actually things I'm learning as I'm doing it, and I'm happy about that. That's a good thing. Yeah, but anyway, I don't mind having this, but I think I'd like to know what's in it. What's in that glue? Can I make it myself cheaper? That sort of thing. All right, I want washi tape will bring that in, won't it? Keep that. Oh, hello, just a little bit came off. Okay, you're going there. I feel like all I've done is complain today. I don't feel very well. I'm allowed to. We all have those days. That's just how it goes, and that's all right. All right, let's do a bit of distressing before we think about this back bit. Shut up, squeaky chair. Do not want squeaky chair today. what's hitting the edge of the table. Wow, I'm really like, I've already had a grumpy day 2 days ago or whatever it was. just, you know, calm your farm, Christina. Right, I do not mind that. I'm happy with that. I'm happy with that. I do think I'd like to protect the picture at some point, and where we'll put something on the back here. Let's distress the edge though here. I think I would like to stick something on there. Let's take that off. Let me get a full page. And it's almost going to work to the edges. Maybe I'll even do this. Now, where is it? Chopping board. Just making this up as I go. But that's good. I like that. Love creativity. I need my chopping board. I'm going to cut it with the scissors. Tuck that in there. There you go. Cut this. A bit more of the old distress along the edge. Right, now sticking up. That's better. I didn't like that bit of white. At all in the end. Give that a bit of a line. Okay, so now after all that, I don't know what's going on this other bit at the back. Let me think. What makes me think about Phillip Island? What is that to me? Or what is my mum to me, maybe? Well, Phillip Island reminds me of fresh air and nature, which is why I put the little dragonfly there. Mum loves the beach. She loves the beach, but I don't want to put beach or blue or anything because I just don't think it'll blend in. It needs one of my sepias, which I think I've used up, so I haven't got it to stick in. But I've got yellow here, so maybe, I know, could put a bit of yellow. Where's my tub? The tub of things. I actually organised it because it was starting to overflow. Here's some nature things. Don't want to do a doily today. Kind of like these ones. Oh, that's nice. Kind of nice finding things you're not expecting. Tree ferns. Alright, I'm going to find my ruler under this mess somewhere. Yes. And let's give a bit of a rip. That didn't work today. You know what? Doesn't matter. Makes it more interesting. There we go. That, and we'll take that bit of that white off. Can leave the. Oh my goodness, it's not sticking down today at all. Oh. Just come on. Okay, so I like this. What we need to do is work out this edge, because I like having that bit of type there. This was from the Biblio, whatever it was, website that Sarah mentioned that I keep forgetting to put the link of, and I will. Note to self. Link it in the description box. Now, how's this going to go? I think I'd like it to maybe, let's shut this, nutting it out. That's what I'm doing. I'm nutting it all out. If you watch this, Rachel, you'll have a laugh that that's another kind of Australian thing to say, nutting it out. Right, now, what is going to happen when we put this on here is that there's that bit there. But this will still go over here, so it won't sort of matter too much. So that's a bit long. Let's get this shut. Maybe, see there's just a little bit here and here, so it's just a bit lower so it doesn't get caught up. And I think I'm going to cut that with a knife to get it closer. It's not going to be as raggedy an edge. Where is my knife? Here it is. I've got one. glue. They're good patterns. Okay, let's stick this down here. Now, do I want to punch? Let's see. I think I might punch a little bit of this. Maybe not a massive big one. Just nearly hit my head on the camera. Just eyeball this. This is awkward. It's too thin, it's not working. Or maybe it wasn't in it far enough, maybe it requires to be in further. No, it's just not doing that. You know what? When it's like that, here's the trick, and not going to beat me. Punch, you will not win. Resistance is futile. Put something thicker. Oh, where was I? Still not doing it. I'm ripping it. It's making a complete mess. Let's have a look. Not too bad. Could be worse. Going to just cut around here. Once it's distressed a bit, you don't notice it anyway. And that was the worst attempt at cutting a thing that I've ever had. Wow. I don't think it's a very good day today. Something's going on. Now I really like this picture on the back of here, but it's not really Phillip Islandy. Phillip Island isn't really a place you get a lot of ferns. It's kind of more, you know, tea tree type of things. More like, you know, coastal beachside resorts. But I just actually liked the ferny kind of look. And it does remind me of nature. So we've got this pocket. That will go down. And this can fit into a pocket, or it can be clipped on. Anyway, I think that's it for me. I might make it. No, I don't feel that that was very long, but maybe it was. Let's see my camera to see the time. Oh, I'm happy with that for today. Am I? This is the thing. There's always something else you go, maybe, just, I know what it needs. Like, I just want to, something. Alright, it just needs something there. Just does. That's what it needs. Something else. One more little thing. If my printer was working, I probably would have printed something out about Phillip Island to make it more cohesive. But you know what? The thing is, I complain about, my printer is working, but I complain about the ink not arriving. But the fact is I've done a bit more sewing, and I've had to think a bit more about other things, like, well, how do I get around that if I'd like to print that out, or if I'd like to print out even a bit of my own, one of my own printables, you know, like, how do I get around that? And so that's been a good challenge in a way. So there you have it. Day 20 whatever, 27, inspired by an old photograph. That's it. Okay, thanks for watching.